Yo, what is up, Under Review family?
Oh man, it's our first time.
I am part of the team of your favorite podcast, Under Review. My name is Jonathan. If you don't know me, I'm usually in the backgrounds. That means you shouldn't know who I am. But in this rare occasion, I find myself the host, and
good.
it is an honor. It is an honor to be here on the other side of the court. I'm usually sixth man. I got no problem being Jordan though. Oh wait, that's too old. That's before my age. You know how people like to say they used to play plumbers and stuff. I'll be
Jordan is fine. It's a fine reference.
Okay, Jordan is my man said Jordan's fine, so we sticking with Jordan. Alrighty, so
Yeah, boy.
my name is Jonathan. I'm one of the cameramen, and here with me as my guest, I have one of my main men here,
Yo.
Edward. Eddy, Mr. ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. ESPN. Clap it up. So, how you doing, my man?
I'm cool, and I can't really complain. I mean, living life. Very
Minimalist,
appreciative
I love
of
it.
being on this podcast. I'm ready to talk.
All right, let's talk. Hold on. First,
What's
tell
up?
the people a little bit about yourself, like a little bit of sports background with you.
What you mean?
So, how are you? How are you really tied into sports? What do you love about sports? What avenue are you looking at when you look at sports?
Oh, well, I have studied sports for quite some time, and I am a performance enhancement specialist. So, like, I really look at how human beings move in general in life, period, but, also when it comes to sports. So I try my hardest to break down exactly what makes a player good and what they might possibly lack to help them get good. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much how I tend to look at sports, and then I try to break down the sport in and of itself, and not just look at it from a fan's point of view, but try to understand it from a coach's point of view. I love to try to increase my IQ in understanding as many sports as possible, but the two main sports that I really like to pay attention to is basketball and football.
Oh yeah. We love it. Got to get into the science behind it. I tell you, I will watch games with this man Ed, and he'll see the way somebody get up, and he'll be like, "Yeah, they're not gonna make it the rest of this game." And he'll be like, "What you talking about?" He'll see the way somebody lands coming to the court, or the way somebody cuts, and he's like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
So, and it's always a pleasure having the sports convo with you. You definitely know what you're talking about.
Appreciate it.
Well, since we got the pleasantries out of the way, right?
Okay.
Now that's out the way, I just want to take a moment, just to touch in kind of a little moment of silence for Dwayne Haskins.
That's necessary. Absolutely.
Yeah, New Jersey native.
boy and all that.
Yeah, tragic way that he passed. You never want to see anything like that. Passing in itself is sad, but like when it just happens suddenly like that, it's hard.
It's wild because I was actually reading up on his situation, and I did not know how he passed away until today. And his wife said that he stepped out to get some gas and got hit.
Right.
I think I-95.
595.
595. I apologize. And he got hit. Like, I'm like, how did he step out to get some gas and then get hit by a truck? I'm like, that's wild.
It's still under investigation from what I saw. They're saying he was crossing, and they're kind of saying there was no right or wrong of way, but it is under investigation. But yeah, it just really sucks to see. It really sucks to see, especially such a young person had a lot of career left ahead of them and stuff like that. You never know what happens.
Family that loved him. He was married at such a young age, and it's unfortunate that he's not here no more. But I do hope that his family do not grieve too long, but remember him.
Remember him for the good. Right. Yeah, no.
And his wife too.
I feel you 100%, man. So our hearts go out to that family, and we are with you here at Under Review. And okay, so moving on, we have the amended Rooney Rule.
What's with This Rooney Rule.
This Rooney Rule. Oh, we're never gonna stop hearing about it. Rooney Rule is gonna be something for our children and our children's children, and by our children's children, they're gonna name it something else because they're gonna need someone more relevant to make it seem like it's important again.
Absolutely. The current Rooney that. Hold on. Is he still alive? Because I know that's the family that owned the Steelers, like the Mara owned the Giants, but is that individual still alive who passed this rule, or it's like under the family name or a specific individual of that family?
Well, if he is alive, I know he about to keel over watching the way the Steelers is going down, but gotta tell you, Mitch ain't it. But we're not gonna talk about Mitch Trubisky right now. We're not gonna talk about the Steelers' chances.
Okay.
To our Steelers fans, I'm deeply apologetic that I had to say that, but I had to say it.
Some of them probably feel the same way.
So, beginning this season, all 32 teams must employ a female or a member of an ethnic or racial minority to serve as an offensive assistant coach. Teams will receive league funding toward the coach's salary for up to 2 years. So, I mean, it's a foot further in the door. So maybe the door not even hitting your foot. The door probably hitting, I'd say, about the knee, maybe a little thigh meat right now.
Okay.
So where you had to entertain interviews, which just it left too much. But yeah, you just have to interview people. Do we know if they got a fair chance? Are you really looking at them? Is this just the status quo? You never knew. But now, someone has to be employed for all 32 teams. So I think, like almost everything that has to do with the Rooney Rule for the most part, it's like the Rooney Rule is the poster boy for a step in the right direction without ever actually getting to the right direction. But, hey, you know what? A step is better than nothing, right?
For some people, yeah. For some people, no.
For some people, no. Some people need leaps and bounds, and we need to run before you walk. But
absolutely.
Here's to the steps.
I mean, I feel like, try to bear with me. I don't want to take too long on this, but
no, divulge mine. You're who the people came to see. We host you to come in to spread your knowledge.
I look at it as this particular approach was done to appease the general public. The current climate that America is in is not the same climate as it was in the 70s, the 60s, and so forth and so on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I don't even know exactly the year this Rooney Rule came about, but it came about, obviously, to just interview minority clients, right? Minority candidates. I apologize. And now it's like, oh, well, you have to hire one. I bet we'll just hire one. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's loopholes around this.
Well, you know what?
All 32 teams will find it. You know what I mean?
They'll always find the loophole, but that's the thing, the small step. Because now I only need you to look at somebody. Now it's like, looking ain't enough. We need you to have somebody. And then maybe the have somebody is going to change. And as things, because it starts off with people of different ethnicities and, different genders and women too.
Yes,
and
women
then
genders.
Eventually you're going to have, probably I'd say the way things are going, you're going to have, based on sexuality. So you'd have to have a maybe non-gender exclusive.
Yeah,
there's always room for that to grow in terms of inclusion. Inclusion is always going to grow and evolve, and it's going to include more and more different subsects and groups and genres all on their own. So we'll see how they move forward. Like you said, they're going to find a loophole. We'll see how long this status quo lasts before they do their next, big edit.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, what you're saying is I see where you're coming from, and I feel like that's where a lot of individuals would love to see.
It's the picture of it, right?
Absolutely.
It's the picture you're pitched.
But, the National Football League, a lot of their teams are based in, like, the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of fans, not all fans, but a lot of fans, they still have a conservative mindset. So the National Football League is trying to not lose that conservative fan base while still gain a progressive fan base. So they try to dance with both parties.
Yeah,
so
they're trying to.
It's
and it's hard. It's hard because especially when you try to please one, and anything you do to please one is
gonna upset the other.
It's gonna upset the other. Yeah.
So it's like when I look at, for example, what happened with Colin Kaepernick, right, when he was kneeling back, it was 2018, and NFL was like, oh no, et cetera, et cetera. They did what they did, and it wasn't until pushing him away, and Eric Reed as well. And it wasn't until unfortunately what happened with George Floyd, that's when the NFL changed their tune and was like, oh, well, this was actually real. And what Colin Kaepernick, they didn't say what Colin Kaepernick, they didn't use his name, but the topic that what he was trying to bring to light, oh, this is actually real. And they changed their tune so quickly, putting, end racism concepts on decals.
Right,
and
right.
I'm like, okay, all right. You see that the country isn't as conservative as you assumed it was. So now the climate has changed, and now they want to be able to kind of come along with the change, acquiesce to the change just a little bit, but not too much, because like I said, they don't want to upset the conservative fan base as well. I'm still going to stay on the idea that they're trying to dance with both, because
they're trying to dance with both, right? You're trying to
want both
double
of their
dutch,
money.
double
Exactly.
Right. That's the thing. Entities like that, whether it be leagues, any entity, once it becomes big enough, they really just need I need the publicity. I need you to like me, and I also need your money, whether it be donations, your contributions, and stuff like that. So
Very true.
People become very adaptable to the circumstances when it comes to making money. That's true. Well, currently the NFL only has 4 black head coaches. It'll be Mike Tomlin, Lovie Smith, now Todd Bowles, and Mike McDaniel, who... The league makes a point to let you know that he's black.
He looked like he remind me of that dude who made that Suicide Hotline song. What's his name?
The Suicide Hotline song?
That dude from Maryland, that rapper. He Logic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta remind you. Oh man, Logic say it all the time. If there's one thing I'm gonna do in my bars, I'm gonna remind you that I am black and I am white.
He was that guy from Miami, was the coach, the current head coach. He remind me of him, not the way he acted, just the way he looked. And
hey, guess what? Guess what, guys? Guess what? This is my black friend. Right. This is my black friend. You wouldn't think it, right? Go.
Yeah.
Yo, say it. Say it. You can say it. Yeah, 1 Muslim coach, zero women head coaches. There's one the Muslim coach.
Who?
Oh, what's his? I want to say.
You know a team? Well, you know a team? You don't got no name.
No. I believe I want to say it's the. Yes, hold on. I don't want to misspeak.
Oh, he an assistant coach? Oh, that's what's up. I didn't know that.
No, Robert Saleh. Yeah.
Oh, he Lebanese.
Yes. He is the Jets. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
I didn't know Robert Saleh was. I know he was Lebanese, but I didn't know he was Muslim.
Hey,
that's what's good.
Learn something new, man.
Yeah, man. I love it.
Okay, moving forward, Marshawn Lynch. We love Marshawn Lynch.
Of course we do.
Love everything about Marshawn Lynch.
Absolutely.
He becomes the latest minority stake investor in the NHL's Kraken team from Seattle.
Kraken.
Yeah, the Seattle Kraken. So he joins a short list. I want to say it's about 16 to 20 sports figures who have stakes in other sports teams. And this is a trend that has been trending upward. Different people buying into teams, whether it be soccer and stuff like that. Like I know LeBron has some stake in, I want to say it's Liverpool.
I believe, yeah. That was years ago when I read about that too.
I know Serena has some really big stake in
Miami Dolphins, right?
the Dolphins, and there's a league that's supposed to be coming up. It's a female sports league. It's off the tip of my tongue. I want to say it's a soccer league in America, pretty much like MLS, but for women's.
Okay. So they're gonna try and have a ball club over here.
They're trying to have a ball club over here for them, and which is great because I feel like a lot of women's sports, and it sucks. People love softball. People love watching women play soccer. Women have dominated soccer for a while. USA included, Brazilian teams are nice. There's a lot of nice clubs out there that play soccer, and I always used to say it kind of just stinks that after college you kind of peak. Yeah. Because you go to softball and you turn on TV and you watch, these softball tournaments and everybody's watching, stuff is good, but there's not much for you after that. And hopefully, and I always say this, I'm a big soccer fan, and I don't give as much love as I should to the MLS. And I feel like that's a slight to the sport because how are you going to, we can complain, people can say whatever they want, but how am I going to pay so much attention to these established leagues like the Premier League, La Liga, the Bundesliga, all of that stuff. And, I'm watching all these Champions League games. I'm watching the Europa. I'm watching all of this stuff. but I don't, watch the same guys doing it in my backyard. Now, granted, the levels are going to be different. They're not as good as those people
I'm
over
glad
there.
you beat me to it.
I was just about to say that. That's the specific reason.
That's the specific reason. Because
You're like, why don't you watch it, John? Let's get to the nitty gritty of it.
I wasn't going to say all that because I already know the answer, and I'm not mad at you. There's a lot of Americans, or better yet, people outside the United States who's not going to watch American MLS soccer because they're not as competitive as these other leagues you done said. You just said that they have a League of Champions, right? So it's like the winners of all of these different champions. So how far MLS going when it comes to that?
Oh, hey, listen, man. I ain't saying nothing about future predictions for MLS.
Okay.
I just want to be part of the good statistic. I want to be part of the change.
You got to be a winner, man.
No matter what sport you play, winning is
you got to be a winner.
Winning is fundamental.
That's what it is. You feel me? Like I know that you like what's that guy name again? Thierry Henry. He came out here. David Beckham came out
David
here.
Beckham, Zlatan.
That's what
they've had
I forgot
a bunch
his name.
of big names come out of here.
Yeah. I mean, but did they win much of anything over there? Was they dominating?
They dominated. There was a lot of highlights.
Oh,
There
really?
was definitely a lot of highlights. And, I mean, you know what? But
Highlights don't mean you
Zlatan
dominate,
also
though.
came.
Highlights don't mean you dominate though.
It don't always mean you
Bro,
dominate.
there's no lights too, but they ain't showing that. They ain't showing that.
They gotta have an ESPN segment for that. The low lights.
The low lights. That they have the top not 10, something like that.
The top not 10. It's pure comedic relief.
Oh boy, yes it is.
Yeah, but you know what? I hear there's not that much of a problem over on the West, like with the LA Galaxy. I hear those games are almost sold out. Where over here, it could be a little bit different in different areas, depending on where you are. But a state with no sports team, like no major football, no major basketball, and it's like, hey, you know what? Let's go out catch the soccer game. It's a good thing to do, and hopefully the women's league does kick up, and
That's true.
It does hold forward.
That's true.
It moves forward and stuff. I would definitely love to see it, and I'm all for these athletes getting stakes in these things and building and helping to give. So,
because I know at one point in time there was a league for women's soccer here, and unfortunately it folded. It was like in the 2010s. It didn't last very long, but hopefully this particular attempt from Serena Williams doesn't have that approach does not happen where it continues.
Hopefully, man, they got like 4 different sub NFL leagues, like the XFL, the players.
They have sub NFL.
T.O. catching touchdowns.
That ain't it. What you say? They be having one every spring and it fold. The AAF that had one spring, it folded. The XFL that had one spring, it folded. Like, come on, bro, miss me with that.
They don't got longevity. They don't.
They got one season after they filed for bankruptcy. I got time for that, bro.
XFL, man. They say bring the XFL back.
Yeah, it's gonna start in 2023, right?
Arena football. You got Canadian Football League. There's a lot of stuff that tickle you. Come on, man. So let's talk on the move. On the move. So in the NFL, Cardinals, Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray had came out. Let me just give you a little time out of this, right?
Okay.
Kyler Murray had came out and said that he wanted a contract. They put the number down and they said, yeah, this is what I think I'm worth. Before that, there was a little feeling of disagreement with the team where Kyler was like not knowing where he stood with the team, and the team's like, hey, wait, we're all in on you, bro. Don't even worry about it. So Kyler's like, hey, okay, well, here's the number I want, just so I don't have to worry about it.
That ain't a little feeling, but go ahead. That ain't no little feeling, but go ahead.
So his agent has since pulled the offer because the Cardinals have not made any offer to him. So he pulls the offer. He says, okay, well, that offer's off the table. Yeah. So Murray is slated to make about $5.5 million in salary and bonuses in 2022 and likely average around $40 million per year in his contract extension. Unless he's traded, unless they choose to trade him with his current contract, they only have the 23rd pick in the first round. And there's some speculation, nothing really solid because it's a 23rd pick. There's going to be some stuff there, but I don't know if you're going to find talent better than Kyler Murray at the 23rd pick. People were talking about QB from Pitt. I think Pickett, his name, Kenny Pickett.
Yes.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett.
Small hands, quote unquote.
And if you do go that route and you draft another quarterback with your 23rd pick, that would be their third first-round QB pick in 5 years. Speak your chest. Say what's on your mind.
So they had Josh Rosen, right? I think 2017. I mean, my man out of UCLA. I don't know. He was.
This man, the mental football encyclopedia here. When I'm talking about people coming in on the teams and Ed know every player on every team. Go ahead, Ed. I apologize.
I appreciate it, but I'm really not that
humble as they come.
Josh Rosen in 2017. And then I believe in 2019, or was it 20? Yeah, it was 2019. That's when Kyler Murray came. I believe it was 2019. Yes, I think it was. I'm not too sure. But now you're saying that there's a likely chance that he might leave.
He says. Okay. He originally had said he just didn't know
where he stood.
Right, because there was a little bit of blame game going on when they lost. People felt they shouldn't have lost. They're trying to point fingers and stuff. So. It was made to seem like he was to blame, and he's like, "Well, who's saying that?" And the team's like, "Hey, we're not saying that at all. We're all in on you. We believe in you."
I do recall there was an anonymous GM who was saying he was like immature. Oh, he did that anonymous GM did throw him under the bus.
Under the bus.
I forgot about that.
So so that's where the little discomfort in that situation over there came, and now it's I feel like the whole putting out the contract and now pulling back the contract, now I'll let you know what the price tag is. Whether that be to the Cardinals or whether that be to any other team, that just might so happen to be eyeballing the situation. But as of yet, they have not really tried to shop him around or anything like that. So we'll see. Because, again, you kind of have to stand on your word here, right? If you say we're all in on you, I can't draft a quarterback. If I do draft a quarterback, I know for a fact you're out of here.
I like how you said, well, if I'm all in, I can't do it. They can do it. They can do whatever the hell they want.
They could do whatever they want. But you've seen how players is moving these days.
Absolutely.
Players aren't as, okay, coach, as they used to be. So a lot more player power, and we love to see it. So you have a little bit more control over your own destiny. Some players abuse the power a little bit more than others. Like they move around too much. We ain't gonna say any names, right? We ain't gonna say any Hardens or any names or something.
Nah, we can't do that to Harden, bro. We can't do that.
What you talking about? Who Harden? I ain't even saying nothing about Harden.
I said Harden. I said Harden. You can't do that. You can't talk about Harden like that. I got nothing but respect for him.
We got nothing but respect to him. We don't talk about Harden. No. We don't talk about Harden. But, I mean, that'd be interesting to see. So you think he stays?
To be honest with you, I do feel like the Cardinals probably didn't give that offer to him probably because of cap space. I don't know how much cap space the Cardinals have because if you think he ain't going
this guy.
If you think
this guy
he ain't gonna ask for Deshaun Watson money, because didn't the GM or the owner from the Baltimore Ravens he was upset when Deshaun Watson got his bread because that was fully guaranteed, this is something I really had to look up. A lot of NFL players, bro, their first 3 years is where their guaranteed money comes in. You know how we'll see like $100 million, 40-something guaranteed, over 5 years, right? It's in the first 3 years is when you get that guaranteed money a lot of times on your second contract. And the rest is, strictly incentives. So after you have your potential out after 3 years, that's when they shop you. That's when a lot of teams shop you. I apologize. So when you see like a Russell Wilson, his potential out was this year. That's why they shopped them. And a lot of players, I apologize, that got shopped around this offseason was because now they're for cheap. You know what I mean? Their guarantee money was all done. The next team who's trading for them don't have to worry much about them.
That's true.
You know what I mean? In regards to paying them guaranteed. Now it's all pretty much incentives. Most of it is incentives. So Deshaun Watson really switched the game up and got fully guaranteed. First was Kirk Cousins, his first deal with Minnesota, but it wasn't $230 million.
Yeah, it wasn't to the volume that this one was.
It wasn't that. So this I can own with Deshaun Watson like reshaping the quarterback market.
Right.
I can only imagine what Kyler Murray's
start asking for. So now, if you're on that, is Deshaun Watson the player? Was his caliber the one that should have changed that market? Do you feel?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Did you see what he did in Houston without what's his name? My man who went to AZ.
Yeah, without
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Oh yes. No, he's.
I remember that year they went to the playoffs and it was them versus Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I think it was the wild card. It wasn't wild card. I think it might have been first round.
No, it was the second round.
It was the second round. Where they was kicking on them and Patrick really brought them back.
They came back.
Man, what he did with DeAndre, numbers he put up without DeAndre.
He's deserving of that. Because of this unfortunate situation, a lot of people have forgotten about him. But no, he's definitely deserving of shaping and fixing up the market.
Okay, shake it up. All right, shake it up, Deshaun. News earlier today. Well, this drops, I'd say Thursday, so yesterday for when people are watching this. Deebo Samuel's requested a trade. Deebo Samuel's requested a trade, but did not specify a reason.
He ain't specify no reason, right?
Okay. He ain't specify a reason. He just demanded a trade.
Sheesh.
I mean, right off the bat, my feeling was Deebo Samuel, his name was dropped plentiful last season. He was a very hot topic, and if I got to go off of instinct, I'm just thinking maybe he's just trying to shop around and see what he's valued at right now after that season.
Okay. I with Deebo Samuel is a good receiver, right? And
here we go. Here go the breakdown. Here go the breakdown. Go ahead.
Mr.
ESPN. His name is Mr. ESPN for a reason. This is we don't just call him that for show. Mr. ESPN has been since the ESPN.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't agree with that. Thank you.
Humble.
Deebo is a good receiver. At one point in time, he considered himself a wing back, right? He probably sees himself as something more than the 49ers see himself as. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's usually what happens.
Right.
He values himself at getting $30 million a year. The 49ers are like, whoa, bro, no. We're not going to pay you that
right.
bad.
I'm trying to sell myself high because I am my product. I'm trying to sell high, and you as a consumer, you're trying to buy low.
Exactly.
So that's just
the
logistics.
type of, when you look at his numbers, he put up like 77 receptions, but like 1,400 yards. When you look at someone like him, it's Deebo Samuel is like I said, he's a good receiver, but he doesn't run all routes. Right. He's not an outside and inside receiver.
Right. He's not a between the
Yeah, he's not a slot receiver. He's not as effective within being a slot receiver and being an outside receiver. So, if you run is he as effective running like hitch routes or drags or curls as he is with posts and outs? And is he as effective doing exactly streaks and streaks? Is he as effective doing running all routes?
Is he your possession receiver that's gonna catch everything?
No matter the route he's running, and that's not. I don't feel like that's the case. Like I have nothing against an individual who does multiple positions, but that whole wing back thing is like a gimmick, I feel. And I think the 49ers might see it that way and be like, okay, we're not about to pay. Eight touchdowns as a receiver is pretty good. That's a whole lot of touchdowns. I think he has the most in NFL history as a receiver. But bro, we're not paying you $30-something million a year. You did that last year. You're not about to do that every year.
But that's hard to tell to the player who just did it last year.
Of course.
Because now I feel like I'm owed back pay for what I have done for y'all already.
Absolutely.
And that's how it goes. I feel like I've shown y'all
Absolutely.
So even if I don't do this moving forward, which I do feel I'm doing forward, I did it.
That's the fact. And he should feel that way.
And I did it at discount rates.
That's a fact. Because he was a second round or third round pick, so that means he doesn't have a fifth-year option. He only has 4 years, and this is the third year that he done played. So now he's an unrestricted free agent this offseason. He's a restricted free agent this offseason and will be an unrestricted free agent next offseason.
Right.
But he's eligible for an extension when you're an unrestricted free agent. A restricted free agent after 3 years. So therefore, he is in the space of getting the money he deserves, but it's up to him and that organization. That's why he's talking about some trade me.
And I think he'll get paid.
Of course, yeah. If the 49ers is going to pay him, another team is going to pay him.
Another team is definitely going to pay him. Will he be able to help It depends on where he lands. Who knows? Because there's a lot of teams. Because I would have probably taken a Debo over Juju in the Chiefs.
Wow, like Juju signed a 1-year deal. Like he cheap as come on, bro. Anybody would have taken Debo. Juju.
They got Juju for a 4-for-4 from Wendy's. he signed a late night snack contract.
He had no choice, bro. He signed. Okay, so when he came out, once again, not a first round draft pick. So he played out his 4 years. After his 3rd year, going to his 4th year, like I said, you are a restricted free agent. He wasn't offered anything because they're like, you still got to prove yourself. After that 4th year was done, they were like, you still got to prove yourself because you didn't show up. So he signed a 1-year deal with the 49ers, right? I'm sorry, the Steelers. That's what he played last year. What'd he do? He got hurt. So they're like, all right, see about that. Bye.
Man, so it's a hard competitive life to be a Steelers receiver, man. It's a hard competitive. Because they just be so nice. Yeah, but then you never get to rest because it's someone that's nice right behind you. Right beside
That's true. Right beside you, right behind you, right in front of you.
Their receivers have that next man up mentality. That's what it is. Next.
That's what it is. Next. And, unfortunately, when he was up, he ain't do nothing because he was hurt, unfortunately. Right. So now he signed another 1-year deal, betting on himself. Hopefully, next offseason, he could be able to make a lot of money. And I don't blame him for doing so because you're going to a Chiefs team that, they do 2x2s, 3x1s, quads. They're throwing the ball a lot. Right. So he bet on himself in a team that throws the ball. So he'll get at least over 1,000 yards.
Right.
So he can sign at least a 3-4 year deal. Like, look at what Christian Kirk got. And he caught 900 passes. Yeah. 900 yards, I apologize, for the Cardinals. And I don't remember what his deal was with the Jaguars. But it was pretty lucrative. So I'm pretty sure he's going to try to get something like that.
Okay. Yeah, well, hopefully he gets it. There's a lot of people out there still shopping, and he'll have his chance.
That's true.
So Baker Mayfield's not that guy. Baker Mayfield. I don't know if you've seen the episode. It was a while ago. I believe we had Regina on the episode.
Okay.
Or actually, no, it wasn't Regina on the episode. We had Jarvis. Jarvis is on the episode. He joined via Zoom. And I was in Chicago at the time. We gotten on a Clubhouse and we were talking about Baker Mayfield. And I don't know if I told you about this conversation where we were like,
I think so. What's up?
They said, what do y'all think about Baker Mayfield? So the whole entire room is like, oh, he sucks, he's this, he's that. And I'm like, no, they're just speaking out of emotion and stuff. But I said Baker Mayfield is average. If not, I would give him at his peak, he's slightly above average.
Okay.
So they said, okay, that's cool. Because someone's like, oh, well, you're saying he's as good as... I'm like, no, I'm not. Because that person's better than average. That person's, elite or something. So we move forward. I said, yeah, I mean, give me an example of an average / slightly above average. And I said, okay, a Kirk Cousins or something like that. I said, honestly, what's his name from the Titans? And this is where I got killed. I said, Tannehill. I said, honestly, Tannehill and Baker, the same person, to be blasphemy. It was the whole room versus me. You don't think Tannehill is? And I'm like, yeah, Tannehill's playing this, Tannehill's playing that. And I'm like, yeah, Tannehill's in like year 8, 9 or something. I'm like, Baker's in year 4. Yeah. In year 4, look at Tannehill's numbers year 3 and 4. Baker looked better than him, actually. But I said, you know what? I wasn't going to get into it. And to this day, the Nas should not let that live down. She'd be like, nah, Jonathan was saying Baker was good, but I just had to get that off my chest now that she's not here to defend herself.
Honestly, bro, Baker is not a bad quarterback at all. You know what I'm saying?
He's not a consistent quarterback.
That's the thing that hurts him. So
does he have the skill? Yes. Does he show it often? He got J.R. Smith syndrome.
Okay, that's fair. No, that's understandable. Because when I look at someone like Baker Mayfield, I look at a quarterback who has a big arm. So there's the Peytons of the world.
Ooh, Tom Brady's now. I'm saying their names.
You saying some names. Tom Brady, Drew Brees. Those guys didn't have...
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Baker Mayfield walk into a bar. That joke better end up with Baker Mayfield behind the bar serving the drinks.
Those guys that I just named, they didn't have the biggest arms.
That's true.
They didn't. What they were very technically sound. So when you see them throw, they were throwing with their glutes and their core and their torso. So when you
gotta put this man need a little diploma, what them has to say when they graduate. This man.
No, I'm just letting you know what I see.
Mr. ESPN, yes.
I'm just letting you know what I see.
And that's why you're here, for what you see.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
This is our Woj. This is our analyst right here, just in case anybody was wondering. This is...
So when you see them drop back, they always have their feet set. So let's just say if they're facing a defense where they're facing a 4-2-5, right? And they have... The defense has 2 players who are playing a 9 tech, right? And they have other 2 players who are like more interior line. Their D tackles are playing more of like a 3 tech, right? So that is more that their intention. The defense is trying to like peel the outside and force pressure. So in that situation, Drew, Tom, and the other one, they would step up. But when they step up, they step up, right? When they step up, they reset their feet. Even if you push them on the right, outside left, they roll out and they set their feet, and then they throw.
Technically sound, like you said.
Exactly. Baker don't do that all the time. And he could sling the ball with off his back foot, throwing on the side of his body or rolling out.
But that's I think that's the trend of a lot of the new quarterbacks these days. Most of them are actually pretty good at coming out of the pocket. Straight down to Josh Allen. Josh Allen, you wouldn't think it, but Josh Allen is a big rusher of the football. So from Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, they just put up on SportsCenter, whichever they put the mic'd up of the Buccaneers. Okay. When the Buccaneers had won the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and the whole entire team, offense and defense, is talking about like, yo, how did he get that throw off? How did he do that? Like, it's like almost, Patrick Mahomes, he definitely lives his life on the edge sometimes. I feel like sometimes he does need to set his feet and just throw the ball away. But he's running and he's getting tied up and still throwing the ball downfield accurately, mid getting spun out, running and horizontally doing that. So a lot of these guys are, these are like the faster Brett Favre. I feel like every single one of these quarterbacks is like a little bit of a Brett Favre to me, where they, the way they want to extend the play. And because I have that talent to extend the play, I also have an inability to let the play die sometimes. Okay. It's like I believe in my ability to extend the play to the extent that sometimes I've extended it too far and worsening the position of my team in the worst case. It happened in the playoffs a few times where someone should have just got rid of the ball and they got sacked. I don't remember which game it was exactly, but get rid of the ball. Sacked for a loss. I'm out of field goal range. That's all she wrote.
Yeah. I see what you mean. And I do agree with you too, because the class of quarterbacks with big arms that he's in is obviously, as you said, Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Those guys, they roll out. They don't set their feet when they're rolling out, right? So the difference between Baker, Patrick, and Aaron is that the Aaron and Patrick,
my Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Same draft class as Mahomes and Baker?
No, I'm saying they have big arms. Yeah, they have big arms, and they roll out, and they don't need to set their feet. No.
Don't let me take back all that Mr. ESPN talk.
I'm saying they have big arms. They don't need to set their feet to throw the ball. I apologize. The difference between Aaron and Patrick compared to Baker is that those two, they make better reads on their progression. Right. They make the better read, while unfortunately Baker Mayfield doesn't. So like you said, he's inconsistent. That's what hurts him. You know what I mean?
Well, that sounds like just some fine tuning and stuff like that.
That's what it is. And he needs to I feel he needs to stop trying to make the big play. I love how you brought up Aaron Rodgers. I apologize, Brett Favre. Brett Favre did that a lot. Try to make the big play. And it's like, I understand you have confidence in your arm. I clearly see Baker Mayfield has that. But there are times where you need to take a shallow route. You know what I'm saying? You need to take the hitch. Exactly. Yeah. You don't have to go for the 9. You don't have to go for the post. You don't have to go for the out route. You don't have to go for that if the play is extended. Right. You know what I mean? But
he clearly has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he tries to play his way. Fam, stop.
Team sport, man.
You don't have to do that. And that's what hurts him. If he didn't play that way, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Yo, Baker sucked. Baker does not suck. Let's not use words like that.
No way at all. Numbers-wise, if you look at his numbers for his first 4 years, no, Baker does not suck.
Baker don't suck.
Like, look it up, people. Look it up. He don't suck. But
he just has made a lot of mistakes, unfortunately, and he needs to that's correctable. What's not correctable is that, that's correctable. What's not what you can't manipulate is that big arm of his. You know what I mean? He has something that a lot of quarterbacks don't have. He does have arm talent. He was a first overall draft pick for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
he was one of them.
Exactly.
For a reason.
Exactly. So I don't think he sucks. He just needs to work on taking what's given to him and make better reads. Because when you have OBJ and Jarvis Landry, bro, like both of those guys, both of the guys are good enough. Right. And the routes that they are particularly best at, like they complement each other. So I don't see why he managed to make so many mistakes. Right. I don't know why. I don't know what the offensive coordinator's intention was. I don't know what the coach's was. But it's not all on them, too.
And what percentage falls on who?
Him,
right? What percentage falls on them and what percentage falls on him.
So he just needs a new scenery, I feel.
Well,
he needs a new scenery.
Hopefully that's in the Cleveland Browns putting up pictures like, hey, QB1, Deshaun Watson. And
oh, yeah? Okay, that's nice.
Apparently, I seen the post. Robbie Anderson, he tweeted when they talked about Baker and talks with the Panthers, and he says no. He was like no, he don't want that. And he's saying Baker's a no for him. And McAdoo already confirmed. They said, Darnold is the team starter, and that was like as of 2 days ago. And he's due $18.8 million for the year 2022, so it makes him a pretty decent buy. So he's gonna find a team that has to really believe in him.
Oh yeah.
At that price tag,
they gotta believe in him. And then after that, they got to look at their salary cap for the next 3 years because, like I said, if he does good for them and he want money, the first 3 years of that contract is obviously guaranteed. They're going to have to see what their salary cap looking like for someone who's going to want $30-something million a year.
Right. Well, we'll see. All right. Let's talk one of my favorite things. Let's talk some NBA playoffs, some NBA basketball. We gotta sing the things a little flat. They can't sue us for that, right, Steve?
Please don't sue us.
No, what do they say? Like mimicry or imitation is the highest form of flattery.
There you go. Yeah, imitation is the highest form of flattery.
I love the NBA.
They love it over here, boy.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about these series that's going on, who we think we're going to win the series. But real quick thing I wanted to point, what's your opinion of the play-in game? So far, I got to say I love it because this year, both 9 seeds in the East and the West, via the play-in tournament, were able to make the playoffs as the 8th seed.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see a problem with it. I mean, Adam Silver, his intention was to get a lot of people to buy in into the playoffs and make it more competitive as well, which he did. The play-in seeds did do that. I know a lot of people wasn't necessarily happy when it first came out, like LeBron James. Like, this is stupid, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he think it's stupid because he fell all the way down to having to fight his way into the playoffs last year.
Don't talk about LeBron James. No. Don't talk about LeBron James. We talking about people in the playoffs.
In the playoffs? Yeah, I feel you.
That man is on vacation with his family.
Until next year, until October.
I'm sorry. I got that little competitive spirit in me. Ed knows this. If you're not in the playoffs and it's playoff times, I don't even want to see a commercial on the TV.
That's not how that works.
I don't even want to see a commercial. Go. You're on vacation. Your endorsements are also on vacation. Your season's done. All right? I don't want to see you. When they play the playoff commercials and the teams that got kicked off is still in there, I'm like, no, cut the commercial short. They ain't no more screen time. They need gym time. That's what they need.
That's crazy. It's not how that works, right?
That's it. You know what? You know why that's not how that's work? Because that's why they still don't got no chip.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So, okay, we're both going on the playing tournament. So, I'm going to get some series out of the way real quick.
Okay.
and you can agree or disagree with me.
Okay.
I'm going to get Miami, Atlanta out of the way. Not that I have anything against Trey. We put up a nice post about Trey. Trey did really good. Trey had that really bad game.
Yeah.
Game 1, but Miami's just a better team, and they've consistently been a really good team throughout the season. Don't matter injuries, who's starting, who's playing, from the starters to the bench. They're just a solid, well-rounded team. And they're just a better team, and that's what's going to happen.
That's just
nothing Trey can do about it. Sorry, but that is what it is. So we're both predicting Miami to...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Come on now.
Sweep, gentlemen sweep.
Yeah, sweep.
Sweep?
I see a sweep. Yeah.
I see a sweep as well. This one's a little bit heavier on the heart.
Which one is? Let me hear.
I want to say Philly versus Toronto. Philly versus Toronto. I don't see Toronto pulling out anything more than a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah. I had Philly at a sweep, but I do believe that Toronto did win tonight. I think so.
Oh, yeah.
And if they did, then that's their last game. They're going to win. Last game, they're going to win, bro.
That's fair. And it sucks to me watching what happened. Oh, well, that game, they're tied 90 apiece with 3 minutes left in the fourth.
Come on, man. They getting swept then, bro.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, they was up like 15 or something like that. Yeah, all right, bro.
So
you're right. Philly moving on to the second
Maxey
round.
playing as he's doing, but just the worst thing that happened to that team was Kawhi leaving. Kawhi career has not been the same. Their career hasn't. It's just it was a bad move all around. But that's it. So you say sweep?
Yeah, I say sweep.
I say gentleman sweep on that one. 4-1.
Okay.
Third one to get out the way. Golden State versus Denver. Of no fault to Jokic. Jokic is one of the baddest men in the league right now.
He can win that MVP.
I have him as my peg to win the MVP as well. But again, sometimes they talk about where you went in terms of placement and stuff like that. But he's playing without Porter Jr. He's playing without Murray. He's playing with Barton, who's
he's okay.
Meh.
He's straight.
And
Aaron Gordon too.
Right. And Aaron Gordon, he's playing with some people that's straight.
Yeah. But he also has the highest PER in NBA history at 32 point something. I don't remember.
Highest PER, and I believe I want to say he has the lowest usage.
Come on now.
Lowest usage of all the playoff candidates.
Come on now. See, if you look at in NBA history, the player who has the highest PER tends to win the MVP. There's other variables. Other variables, but the PER is very important for you to have the highest in NBA history.
Yeah.
And then you just said so
lowest
many
usage
usage
among the MVP candidates.
And then you have all of his teammates that was hurt, and he still managed to get the 6th seed, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, he getting that, bro.
He should. What he's not getting is out of the first round.
Absolutely not.
Definitely. My sister's a Nuggets fan, and she just she prays every night that this man don't leave because it's looking that way. It's like
he ain't going nowhere.
Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, first one we're gonna start with because it's a new 2-0.
Okay.
Boston definitely just lost to Brooklyn. Boston beat Brooklyn. I apologize.
Oh, they beat him.
Boston beat Brooklyn 114 to 107.
Oh, they beat him.
Down 0-2, but they're about to come home to Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah?
There's some optimism that Ben might play.
Yeah, I heard game 4, right?
Yeah. How much playing shape he's going to be in, how much of an impact he's going to be, we have yet to see, but it's always good to... Well, you know what? He doesn't really need to with Kyrie and KD. His defense and the facilitator.
Bro, he ain't need to shoot in Philly when he had all those 3-pointers with him, right?
Listen,
Come on,
man.
Bro, get out of here with
listen,
that. I ain't trying to hear all that, but go ahead.
So what do you see? Sweep, gentlemen sweep. I originally, and check all my group chats, check my phone, I'll give you the password and all that. Mm-hmm. And in our group chat too, I believe I called the Nets in 7.
7, yeah, you did.
A gritty.
Yeah. I said 4-1. I got 4-2 now.
You got 4-2 now? You think the Nets are winning 4-2?
For Boston.
Oh, for Boston. Okay, 4-2 for
I said 4-1, Boston was winning. But now I'm like, nah, Brooklyn will get one more win.
Brooklyn will get one. Well, no, Brooklyn has to get one. They're down 0-2 right now.
Yeah, so they'll win 2 more. No, I was saying by my predictions.
Oh, by your predictions.
I apologize. I said originally just 4-1 that Boston would win. Now, they'll lose 2 games to Brooklyn.
Okay, so
that's it.
Okay, I say Nets in 7. You say 4-2 for Boston. Phoenix versus New Orleans. New Orleans just squeezed out a win. last night, I believe it was. So the series tied 1-1, and that was random crazy stat that no one ever really, looked up or cared about. But Chris Paul is 0-14 in games when Scott Foster is officiating. Yeah. That's just a neat stat, but...
So what do people insinuate when they're saying that? Like,
hey,
Scott
man, insinuating
is it playing?
I'm going to do my best Minaj voice. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right, bro. Scott Foster got sent against Chris Paul, man. Come on, bro.
Who knows? Write a book after it. Yeah, the things I did to stop Chris Paul from succeeding on the NBA's behest. On the NBA God's behest.
I guess.
So what do you see? Because Devin Booker's also now out.
Yeah,
games 3 and 4. It's looking like. So what do you who do you got winning that series?
Pelicans gonna lose 4-3.
4-3.
Yeah.
Game 7.
They go. I expected a sweep, but now with them getting a win on Phoenix and
Zion's putting some shots up too.
That's nice. So they'll win 2 more games. It's gonna be 4-3.
4-3.
But Phoenix is not gonna lose that one. Whoops.
Phoenix is not gonna lose the series. Okay.
Not gonna happen.
I got Phoenix winning it 4-2.
4-2? Okay.
I think Phoenix is a good team.
Okay.
Number one person. I see them winning it 4-2.
Absolutely.
You have Dallas and Utah. Dallas Dallas just got the win.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brunson put up 41. No Luka. I know a lot of people were saying Luka was gonna have to start or have to come in.
Yeah, right.
Early if things got a little bad.
Going down 0-2, absolutely. Going down 0-2 at home? Oh no.
Yeah. So how do you see that one playing out? Dallas versus Utah.
Luka coming back game 3?
They said they don't know. He was questionable for the game today.
He got that calf strain. Man, I don't have no faith in Utah. I'm Dallas. I would say Dallas for 3. I think this is going to game 7.
Got a lot of game 7s.
Yeah, boy.
You got a lot of. I got Dallas. I got Dallas 4-3 as well.
4-3.
I think that one goes to game 7. I think Luka comes back, and
Mm-hmm.
Utah's gonna fight.
They're gonna fight. They're gonna lose.
Stephen A. just did a whole
up?
piece they put up about how he hates the Jazz because they are the number 1 underperforming team in the league.
Didn't he say last year that?
Well, we're not gonna hold people accountable for the things that they said in the past. That's what accountability.
I see what
from people who do sports. Where they do that at?
Tonight. I see what we doing tonight.
Check our page. I put up a reel about the things we got wrong. We like to keep it accountable and humble here at Under Review.
Talking about some Donovan Mitchell better than Karl Malone in the playoffs, the best Utah player in the playoffs.
Well, you can only hate a team after you really fought and supported the team.
Yeah, I guess, whatever. You be saying some nonsense.
Don't make me spit up my drink.
My bad.
Memphis and Minnesota. Woo! 2 young teams duking it out. Anthony Edwards think that they are perfectly evenly matched.
Yeah. That's what he think?
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
That's cool.
Memphis just won. John Morant had himself a game.
So he did.
Nice, just about, I think, 1 assist it was, shy of a triple-double. Yeah.
Ooh.
How do you see that series going?
Minnesota won game 1. That's it.
Oh, you think it's a gentleman's sweep?
Yeah, they win in 3 straight.
When they play to their fullest potentials, I can imagine that as well. Yeah. But they're a young team, so the chances of them playing to their full potential to me aren't as high. I give that one 4-2 for Memphis.
4-2? Yeah.
I say 4-2. You say gentleman's sweep?
That's it.
I say 4-2. We talked about Boston. Milwaukee and Chicago. Ooh. Milwaukee and Chicago. That's the one I did. That game is on right now. Close game. Second quarter just about started. Chicago has a 3-point lead.
Okay.
I didn't watch. That's the one game I have not watched the series because I was expecting. I don't want to say a sweep because the Bulls have had a great season.
Absolutely.
DeRozan has had a phenomenal season.
Yeah, he's scoring the ball a lot. That's it. Ain't nothing special. But go ahead.
But the Bucks are that team.
Absolutely. Getting Serge Ibaka definitely helped coming off the bench.
Right.
They needed another 4. Veteran presence.
I see Milwaukee winning this one 4-2.
I was about to say the same thing.
4-2. Yeah, 4-2.
The same thing. Milwaukee winning 4-2.
The Bulls are definitely good enough to win 2 games, but discipline. And this is their first year together, and so yeah.
And Alonzo, unfortunately, is not there. They had a lot of injuries. during the way, because they was winning a lot of games. Chicago, I'm talking about right now. I'm sorry. They was winning a lot, and then when bodies started dropping,
right.
Defensive players started dropping. Yeah, Chicago just couldn't catch a break. You know what I mean? And they nearly fell into the play-in seed, the play-in tournament.
Yeah.
So the team is good. They just need to stay healthy for next year. That's the thing. And defense wins championships. Those guys are nice.
Yeah.
Caruso.
Oh, yeah.
Ball. I don't know too much about DeRozan, but, the rest of those
defensively,
guys. Defensively,
DeRozan and Levine aren't going to sing their praises, or Vucevic, but
they'll do their thing offensively.
Yeah.
That's really, and also Vucevic as well. Vucevic is nice.
They're definitely one of those offensive teams. Speaking of defense, Marcus Smart, congratulations to him.
Yeah, defensive player of the year.
Right? I think the first guard to win it since Gary Payton.
Yeah, and before him was Michael Cooper. And then before him, I think it was Sharif.
You see what I'm saying, Steve? Do you see what I'm saying?
I apologize, Sidney Moncrief.
Oh, I apologize. Who's he apologizing to? Who knew that off the top of the head?
Sharif. I meant
Who knew that off the top of the head to apologize to? I don't understand sometimes.
These guys were,
And we be oh, yeah. I remember him. What's the name you said?
Sidney Moncrief?
Yeah, that guy.
Everybody knows Sidney Moncrief.
Everybody knows Sidney Moncrief. But no, you know what? That's good. Defense goes overlooked, and I don't think sometimes people see the impact of defense, real defense, not just the transition steals or the steals in the lane and stuff like that, or come from behind blocks. The real defense that goes in and calling things out and picking up people just looking at this guy every time a player is on him, their field goal percentage goes down. He's pesky. He does these things, but I feel like that was a great decision. Man got the heart of the lion. He's one of the hearts of that team.
Yeah, he's a good defensive player. Like when I watch him play, he never overhelps.
Right.
Let me not say never. He does not overhelp a lot. And a lot of times he would, stay with his man. He'd rotate, and he makes the right play in regards to, let's say, if someone finds herself in the dunker's lane, he will sit here and pick that person up. Or if they're on the short corner, he'll pick that person up. So it's like he does a lot of little things.
Right.
On the wing and in the post. He's everywhere. He's a really, really good defensive player.
Yes. Well, shout out to him. And well, that's just about it, man. That's all the time we got for today. And we thank you. We thank you for joining us here.
Appreciate it.
And how'd you like it?
It was straight, bro.
This man been running away for quite some time. I'm trying to get him, and you see why I've been trying to get him on here.
Nobody was running away. Come on, you're welcome.
Feels good to be back. This is our first episode back in a while. We love being back in the studio. We have so much to tell you guys. We have so much content coming out on Instagram, and we're on the clubhouses every day. You can catch Dinaj anywhere. Twitter, Instagram at Ms. Dinaj, MZDA. Yeah, follow. You can follow her. You know her stuff. You know the sites. You know the channel. Check us out. My name is Jonathan. Again. Twitter, you'll find me at Joe_no_say. This is Eddy Mr ESPN. Eddie, no Insta Eddie. He got an Instagram or two, but he don't know them. So we'll just bring him back so you guys can get some more of him. All right. Thank you for having us, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, everybody.
Never wifey's old bays, and they going both ways. Hot nights, cold days. I ain't fucking no strays. Me cover, no way. I won't even bother if